minute session for a client. So I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. There aren't any specific goals, so we're going to go as guided by spirit. I'm going to relax here, get tuned in, and we'll see what comes up. All right. Something is like peppery smelling in my nose, but it doesn't make me sneeze. And I actually can feel kind of like individual granules going up into my nose. And now they're starting to get thicker and thicker, and they're like literally pebbles and rocks going into my nose. And while this is happening, there's this movement of energy that's going across, like it's just flowing across. And it's just like a flowing river, but it's levitating. It's white. It's energy, and the energy is just moving. It's kind of like moving like a river in a way. And that's what's happening as... and then this is getting... Oh, man, it's starting to become like full of rocks in here. But I just keep doing it. I just keep doing it. Yeah, this... Okay, we're going to time out for a minute. Time out. We're going to slow way down. I mean, when we time out, that means everything stops, okay? Because it was getting like way out of hand. It was becoming a rush. It was becoming like like this, okay? But the nose, the rocks, no, I keep going. Okay, so we time out, so everything stops. But there has to be a slowing down sensation. Slowing down. As this is happening, like, all right, there's a throat thing going on here. Oh man, you are observing and you are disliking, okay? You're outside of yourself looking at yourself and you don't like what you see. And this is a pretty harsh person, and this is in the back of your mind, looking you up and down and just getting real snooty about it, like, ugh, yuck, like, ugh, like this. You're still conflicted here, because I feel it in your heart. Okay, they want me to talk about that. All right. As I go into the feeling of conflict to try to describe it, I see there's literally like white powder on the lips, and everything is really drying out. And now the skin's turning white and ashy. And the sun is coming up. And I'm starting to feel like I'm made out of bones. And I'm so dried out. The sun is so bright. I'm just staying here in this experience, okay? We're just gonna take it all the way down. What do you do when you have a body, but you don't feel like you're alive in this body? You feel like you're dead. What do you do when... I mean, there's a bit of a mental imbalance here because the thoughts that are coming in are kind of distorted, like kind of like a drug-induced experience here. What do you do when you're alive but you're dead? Is the sun's coming through way too bright? Like being up all night long, breaking your body down, but dang it, one more hour. Breaking your body down some more. One more hour. The music is good. The experience is good. I can keep going. Now the sun's up. It's kind of like a new responsibility when the sun rises. A responsibility to the day and to yourself. And now there's a reflection on yourself, and it's gross. It's really, really gross. My ears are bothering me now because there's judgment going on here. You're judging yourself, so like there's ears ringing. Let's talk about this alive and dead. Okay, where is this going? Let's see if there's anything else about this. This you says, I don't want to be alive. And I feel dead. So then I want to die so that I can be dead. Because I feel dead. If I feel dead, then I just want to be dead. Because I'm not alive. I'm already dead. So then I just want to be dead. They say, but you're alive. You're literally, your heart is beating. If I were to take you to a hospital, they would not take you to the morgue. Like, you are alive. So you're not being honest with yourself. You're not being honest. Never thought of it like that. It's interesting because it's like the complex way that we can have a relationship with how it feels to be human, right? And choices that we make that could leave us feeling like we're dead inside, or experiences that we have to live through that kind of we feel like we're roadkill in a body, you know? So are we alive or are we dead? We're alive. Our heart is still beating. We are actually still alive. So what do we do? You tell me it's going to be too hard to live. Even if you are alive, you still have to live. So if I'm not living, then I must be dying. And if I'm dying, then why can't I just be dead? I say, there you go again. I mean, you're literally taking perfectly good statements here, like, I'm alive and I'm afraid to live. Okay, let's stop there. We don't need to say anything else. We just stop there. I'm afraid to live. Okay, let's look at this. Why are you afraid to live? Like, what makes you the most nervous or uncomfortable? What makes you feel like you can't do it? Let's look at this. You have a part of yourself that comes in with a knife and just jumps on you, takes you down to the ground and starts stabbing you in the heart over and over and over and over and over again. And it's really weird because it takes its hands and it just shoves it into your face. And it's like, like this, okay? Into your face. Like, you will die. How dare you? Okay? Where did that come from? Where did that thing come from? What inspires parts of our soul to get like that? Really, really out of control like that. I'm going to go become this thing and then we'll figure it out, okay? He doesn't listen to me. He doesn't listen to me. He never does what I tell him. He's doing it again. Okay, what are you wanting him to do differently? Let's see if we can take it on down. He feels okay, he could very well be the voice of reason. And if you throw the voice of reason out the window again and again and again and again and again, you don't think the voice of reason is going to go insane and start attacking you? And now through violence, hopefully you will listen? That's the human race for you. That's our inner selves too. Act just like that. Voice of reason has become the psychotic murderer of you. I say I need you to be firm and still maintaining you are the voice of reason. And this reflection is not the voice of reason. You've lost yourself. And I need you to tell me now, who are you? You say that he, the one with the knife, is saying that you are torturing him. Because you never listen to him. And when you don't listen to him, you torture him. He shows me you choke him so that he stops talking, so that you don't have to hear the voice of reason anymore. You just want the voice of reason to not be there anymore. You just want it to disappear. And so when he's trying to survive, he's losing it. So his survival instinct is to behave like this madman. He says that he is a direct reflection of what you are doing to yourself. And so he cannot be any other way than the way that you are being towards yourself. He now is being towards you as the voice of reason. All right, voice of reason's gonna have to play it out because we gotta mend this big time. Okay. All right. So he's like a nutso. He's kind of in an underground prison cell, but he has access to human bodies. And he takes a spoon and he gouges the eyeballs out, and then he tries to take the eyeballs apart with his fingers. And he's like doing things with the body as though it's like a play toy. And he's touching the intestines, he's touching different parts, and he's pulling things out, and he's putting things in places where they really don't go, and he's messing it all up, and he's laughing in between. He's lost it. He's nuts. I say, show me what we have here. Why don't you show me where you live? He's like, but it's like, really? He's like, oh yeah, sure. He's kind of like nutty. Yes, let me take you around my prison lair with all the bodies I've been touching. Like this. He's not thinking about hurting me, though. But he has lots of these bodies that he's been messing with. He loves it. He loves it. He's dancing. He's twirling like a ballerina. He's like so happy. Yeah. Oh man, there's other parts that there's a very heavy set, and he's got like a lot of weight in his legs, and then his upper body is skinny, but he's very firm. Like he stands his ground. So I see this character here, and he doesn't like what he's saying with this nutso guy that's part of the family of your inner collective. Okay, this is the part of your inner collective that is just out of balance. Okay, we're gonna work on this. Okay. I do like this character because he is solid. He's a lot easier to, for me, vibrationally. He seems like somebody you could sit down and have a conversation with, okay? He likes cowboy western stuff. He's wearing a big, like, tan colored cowboy hat. And then he's wearing black chaps, but they're not, he's not naked on the other side. He's wearing, like, black pants on the other side. But he has these big legs, these like really big legs, okay? And this nutso guy's just like, like he keeps like touching his fingers together, and he's always laughing and looking around with these like wild, crazy eyes, okay? He's the voice of reason gone mad. And no wonder that you locked up the voice of reason that went mad, huh? But this voice of reason, can we heal this and bring it back to you? And who is this man with the big legs? Because he really represents, he stands solid in himself. Stands his own ground, and he's kind of in a way the muscle around here, although it's all in his legs. Like he's like really like the Hulk legs or something. Energy environment's changing big time. It's feeling like something strange is happening in the back of my head, going down my neck, back of my just my back, like, and it's not necessarily uncomfortable. I don't feel an anxiety about this. I just feel antsy. I just feel like I just can't sit still, kind of thing. And I feel it all over me, on the backside of me particularly. Hmm. Something is changing even still, and it's good. All these dead bodies are reviving, and they're starting to come back into balance. Their eyes and their intestines and everything. They're very plain. Like, there's a man and there's a woman, but they're very basic looking, and they wear like white nightgowns. The men and the women do. And they have they're kind of rougher around the edges, but very simple looking faces and hairstyles. They have brown hair. The women have brown straight hair that goes to their shoulders. They have a fringe like bang here. And the men are, I mean, there's just a very basic appearance to them. They're standing up as though they're waking up from a deep sleep. They have no mind, so they're just told what to do, but they don't have a way to think about it or ask questions about it. So they just act and behave as directed. So if they're directed to lay down and be torture tools, then they will be. But they feel no pain, so they're always neutral. I just asked the question, what is the point? So you can avoid feeling the pain for yourself. You just create these bodies so that they can be just neutral play toys. That's avoiding, oh, okay. Another thing is changing, particularly in the madman, okay? The voice of reason gone mad. Because this is quite creepy, but all the play toys face him, like militarily, like. And they stand up, and they also kind of have boots that kind of come together. So you hear the sound of shoes that are coming into place as they all stand at attention, kind of thing. And the voice of reason is actually a lot more intelligent now and is observing and thinking right now of what it's going to tell its puppets what to do, basically. But this man with the big legs, he understands that this part of the voice of reason has got to follow through with his own learning, his own growth and development. So he doesn't it's like he comes to just be present in his world, but he does not tell him what is right or what is wrong, because he doesn't judge him for the way that he is. But he does come as strength, and in a way then emanates a state of support, as though he's a family member that is supportive of however long it takes for voice of reason to come full circle at a new state of balance. That there's a reason why the legs guy has him locked up, because you don't want that running loose, you know. So this is all psychological. This is all parts of your inner collective. And this is all reflective of choices and time. We make choices, and it's not like, I just made a choice and I just experienced everything about that choice all in one day. No, we make a choice, and then we have to live with that choice for the rest of our life, literally, right? Okay. And so now you make choices, and then you live with those choices for the rest of your life. And now those choices will impact you. It will impact you. And you will fall apart in places. And you will have aspects of yourself that become like this, nuts, okay? And you'll have parts of yourself that will be strong and nurturing and motherly. And you'll have parts of yourself that are aggressive and tell you to not give up, okay? And you'll have parts of yourself that are completely and utterly lazy. And you'll have parts of yourself that are completely silent and meditative. You'll have so many parts of yourself, and that this community of parts of yourself is what you're working with to get through life. So when you choose to heal this, it'll bring you more together with who you are right now. Because who you are right now is not mad and crazy, right? But maybe you made some crazy choices. Maybe you weren't loving yourself over and over and over in a self-destructive way that made parts of you go nuts. Then they had to get locked up as you were maybe going nuts yourself. Who knows? Now it's time to heal all this stuff, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. We're going to heal all this stuff. I want to talk to Legs more, but he doesn't want to talk to me, apparently. I'm like, hi, hello, who are you? What are you about, you know, with the legs? He says nothing. He just stands, okay? And he's wearing all black except for his tan hat. It's more on the oranger hues of tan, not like on the creamier hues. It's more like an oranger hued tan color. It's a like way oversized hat. It's like the size of his legs. It's really big. And he kind of nods at me, and through that nod, he tells me that we need to give this part of you still time. But he has weird conversations is what's going on. He's talking to his these neutral people, these beings. They're basically tools to help him work through his situation, okay? So they're just basically like people to talk to. So imagine having somebody who's lost their mind and they're just locked up for a very, very long time. You need someone to talk to. Like, that is kind of a known thing, that the human race, we need each other, and we need companionship, and we need family, we need friends. That's important for balance. That is important. So when that's all taken away from you, you can lose it, you know? So he has people to talk to in his place. And it's all very kind of Um, it's kind of like he's lost his mind still. It's like he's talking about things that he did, and he never did those things. Like normal things that he did, like, oh, and yesterday, and this happened, and then the males and the females are like nodding, like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, like they're just listening. He's like, and then this happened, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's like, you were gouging eyeballs out and pulling out intestines. So yeah, you didn't go to church and drink the blood of Christ and say your prayers. You literally were doing some sick stuff. Like, but he's kind of like this. Okay, he actually is an improvement. He's a majorly improved, by the way, vibrationally, absolutely. Because he was kind of like a loose cannon, like a wild rabid animal out of his cage that was coming to try to derail you. So he's in a safe place where he can continue to heal, the voice of reason, okay? And now Legs is here. So I feel like it's okay as of right now. I'm just sending light into him, into the neutrals, which I feel like are aspects of himself. I'd like to bring it all back together. Let's see if we can't heal this whole thing before the session's over. But I'm going to just close the door on that for right now. I mean, we can't force things to heal if it's not time to heal. You just can't. You literally just can't. It's like, the sun will one day blow up. Sun, why do you take so long? Things take time. Like the sun is born and then it lives. And then one day it will die, just like us. Like we can't force things to happen when it's not its divine time, So we just send light into it. Light into it. I see there's an imbalance with him because he really feels like he is this necessary pinnacle part that keeps everybody's feet on the ground. And without him, then it would be total chaos. So he's maintaining stability. And it's very, very important that he maintains himself for everybody else. So he has to be stronger than everybody and everything in order to keep things stable and grounded. And that's why I have such strong legs, okay? But that's not true. I vibrationally can tell that that's not true. And he actually has stunted his own growth because when he decides that he is all there is to keep stability, that's not true. We have to put this responsibility upon everybody. It's everybody's responsibility to learn how, as a team, to work together. And not one person holds up the entire fort. That's not realistic. And he's kind of arguing like, but I can do that. If I can do that, then that's obviously what I need to do. Let me look and see, okay? I can tell you vibrationally he needs a vacation. He needs a very long break. And I feel in a way that he's overshadowing others to be able to grow. And I do vibrationally feel that. You ever have someone in your life who's just overly protective, so they aren't trusting you? Can make decisions for yourself, that you can live your own life, that you can work through this, So they're shielding you because they don't trust you. So he kind of has some of that going on here. We're trying to create balance in your inner collective. There's a lot of inner collective, okay? It's kind of neat to meet your community. Like, I get to go meet your community. That's so cool. Okay. It's really fun. I will say it's really fun. Okay. I'm like so excited right now. I want to see what comes next. Okay, can calm down. He's a good listener, and he's willing to be challenged. He already shrinks his legs down. He already made the decision to be balanced himself, because what's interesting is he sends me a signal back. He doesn't talk much. He's like the strong silent type. But he shows me himself in the mirror, and he says, "You're right, I was way out of balance. My legs were way bigger than the rest of my body. I wasn't proportioned. I wasn't in balance." It's like, what about the hat? He's got a sense of humor. He's like, "I'm gonna keep the hat." Okay. When he shrinks his legs down, I feel like a pulse of energy goes to many, many sectors, spaces, and he's actually sharing the strength, by giving that strength, those fibers of his own strength. Like he's dispersing it. He was holding on to it, but now he's giving it back, as though he had taken little bits of fragments, the strongest parts of these intercollected, and brought it into himself to hold the ground for everyone when they had lost it, only to give it back to them so they can start to learn how to be strong in themselves. That he doesn't have to be strong for them, they are going to be strong for themselves. Now, when everybody becomes strong for themselves, wow, we have a well-oiled machine, you know what I mean? That feels a lot better. My God, does that ever feel a lot better? I mean, it feels so much better. I say thank you, and I show him vibrationally how that choice has already improved everything. I even feel there's an awakening in this voice of reason. He was redressing all of his puppets. He wanted them to do a performance for him. So he's looking at these outfits. I mean, they're very sparkly, very Las Vegas looking. The girls have fancy hair and really red sparkly outfits on, kind of scantily clad kind of thing. But something is calling him from within himself, the voice of reason, okay? This part of it that I'm supposed to help. I'm supposed to see this and talk to you about it. I'm supposed to help this. These parts of you. He feels very dry, and he feels like he wants to cry. And it's kind of taking me back to the scene where the sun is rising and it's super bright, and I feel very dried out, and I'm in this conflict between life and death. And it's coming back to the power of saying, I am alive. I am alive. I am not dead inside. I am alive inside. I am alive inside, and I am alive outside. I am alive. And to encourage choices that influence you to feel even more alive than you've ever felt in your whole life. Would you listen to the voice of reason if it were to introduce you to ideas that are going to make you feel more alive than you've ever felt? Don't argue with good ideas that are going to help you be strong and healthy and live an amazing life. And don't degrade that part of yourself. And don't swap that out for something less. Okay? Voice of Reason said that. And I feel like this time, like, we can wash this down the drain now. I feel like there's something about the door is closing, but I don't want it to feel like we'll just tuck that away for a later date. It's actually like the book has been read. The book has been read, so we close the book once it's been read. And it's now a part of our story, right? And that is whole. That is a whole thing. It's not, I'm just going to put this on the shelf and just avoid thinking about it or forget about it. It's like, that is the story that makes you whole. It makes you who you are. You feel magical, like a new sensation of wholeness just by doing that. You really do. It's amazing. So amazing. Gosh, you should be so proud of yourself. Life is hard, and when life is hard, we can make hard decisions that makes life even harder. Even if it seems to be okay at the time, you go down that road. Now you get stuck in the mud in an even harder situation. But you are entering into a much lighter, much brighter situation where it's time to mend all of that, right? And find a new, totally new, amazing, like fresh new start kind of thing. Like, I don't feel this bothering my nose. I don't feel like I'm in this wild flow. It's taking me to an extreme, repetitious self destructive behavior and the terribleness of being up all night, and the sun is now shining, and it's awful feeling like made out of just bone and like you're dead inside and you hate yourself. It's terrible. That is majorly, majorly mended. I'm sure there's more to it because an inner collective isn't just two faces, it's a lot of people. But this is going to feel amazing. Just this bit of energy work is going to feel great for you. All right. Thank you so very much for this. Thank you for sharing. I really enjoyed this experience. Everybody watching, thank you so much for being a part of this experience with us. For those who are new to my YouTube channel, thank you for watching as well. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody.